What butthole fact do you know that will ruin the fun for everyone? Every time you flush a condom in the DC area, some poor man has to skim them off the top of the waste treatment pools. If you're reading this, stop flushing condoms. That's what we have trash cans for. Tranquilizer darts or gas that knock a person out instantly, rendering them safely unconscious for a few hours? Not a thing. All you'll get from trying that in real life is death, comas, brain damage and sadness. Keeping someone safely unconscious is a dangerous process with little margin for error. There's a good reason that anesthesiologists are so highly paid. A lot of soda fountains have maggots living in them. I always wondered about this. At my old job we would take our soda fountain heads off every night to soak in hot water overnight, and when the health inspector came around she'd say we had the cleanest soda towers in the whole city. Again, all we did was drop them in a bucket of water overnight. Cash Cab is half a farce like any other reality TV show. You apply to be on a TV show about New York restaurants and have to pass a 10-question quiz. If you get picked for the show they send you to location 1 and tell you a cab will pick you up and bring you to location 2. When you get into the cab, ding ding ding, it's the cash cab. TLDR, you're not going to hail the cash cab. Sounds like a decent, clever way of preventing lunatics, imbeciles and busy people with prior obligations from wasting the cruise time. Disney's straight-to-video movie Snow Bunnies had over a dozen puppies die in the process. There was a disease going around killing them, and it was easier to just replace the puppies instead of trying to cure the disease. I was a slot technician in a casino for years. I'd have customers go into a bonus where they had to choose a box or item for their bonus. They'd often ask me which one to choose. I always replied, "Do you want me to ruin it for you?" Truth is, no matter what you pick, it is already determined what the outcome will be. If the machine is going to show you that you win $7, it doesn't matter what box you pick on the screen. Technically, they are all $7. Same as games that you can press a button to stop the reel. The icon is already chosen. Pressing the button just gets you to that icon sooner. Probably 99.5% of the truffle oil on the market is completely synthetic. No truffles are involved in the process at all. When I tell people this, they look like I just ruined their whole meal. Sorry. From Wikipedia, most truffle oils are not made from actual truffles, but are a synthetic product that combines a thiother, 2,4-dithiapentane, one of numerous aromas or odorants found in truffles, with an olive oil or vine fruit seed oil base. I work in pest control. I don't eat out. Correction, I don't eat out because I have seen crap in restaurants. That only ruins the fun for Mrs. HSAT2. Those V for Vendetta mask you buy is actually licensed by a major media conglomerate. Every time you buy the mask to make a statement, you are padding some corporation's wallet. Warner Bros to be precise, I believe. If you were to instantly vanish, there would be a shell of microscopic creatures left behind. My poor eyelash mites would die. Don't worry little guys, I'm not going anywhere. Beck is a Scientologist. Jason Lee too. Dunkin' Donuts sell frozen donuts. We heat it up in an oven. I'm sorry. It's very unlikely that you don't have parasites, worms, bugs, inside of you right now, and if you do you would never notice them. I took anti-parasite meds a week ago. Not too fun, but at least this no longer applies to me. The FDA has requirements for how much insect contamination a food product can have and still be considered edible. When a company has too much insect contamination, they don't throw that food out, they just add more clean food to pass inspection. Man, it still tastes good and I haven't died yet. I think I'm okay with this. If you live to be 70 years old you will spend 10 years of your life on Monday. All Fruit Loops are the same flavor. Those videos of kittens that fall over adorably when someone pretends to shoot them, yeah, that's a congenital defect. Almost every single cat you've seen in those videos is dead now because of it. When people say you eat like a bird, respond with birds actually eat twice their body weight. And then get up, walk outside and take a crap on their windshield. If all known souls are outside of a structure, Firefighters will not actually go into a burning building to save your cat. The sticker you have on your door telling me about your animals? That one in the tiny writing right above the doorknob? I'm either A, too busy breaking the door down to read it, or B, not going close to the building because it's fully involved. Exception: if I see your dog cat pet rock while looking for your, probably, corpse, I'll grab it on my way out. Exception 2: you've got a kid with big doe eyes asking me to save your goldfish. I totally did that once, and I have to say, it was the best save of my career. The smell of fresh cut grass is actually a chemical response to being cut. The wonderful smell is actually the distress call of grass buttholes. Next time I'm at the park, I will bask in the slaughtered remains left to decay on the battlefield. Being invisible wouldn't be awesome because you would be blind the second you went invisible. If your eyes are invisible, the light has nothing to bounce back to, rendering you unable to see. I now wish I was an unexplainable pair of floating eyeballs. When you die, very likely you will suffer at least a little bit. The best you can realistically hope for is a brief time when you are conscious as you asphyxiate. To put it another way, it takes about the same time to die like that as it does to drown. That's if you're lucky. Many people suffer for hours, days, weeks, months, and even years before they pop the twig. The concept of dying peacefully in your sleep is a very few and far between occurrence. Opioids. Opioids for all. On the show Iron Chef, the secret ingredient isn't really a secret. Both the competitor and the Iron Chef are given a list of 3 to 5 ingredients before the battle, of which one will be the secret ingredient. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are actually tortoise. Life is so much easier, better if you have good looks. There's a significant correlation between height and salary for guys in the same job with the same qualifications. The girl who voiced Ducky in The Land Before Time died a violent death at the hands of her father. It's not like I didn't know what I was getting into, but still, you suck. Lots of people mistakenly believe the internet represents a fair and accurate cross-section of a country's demographic. This is absolutely false, and one of the biggest reasons why society is becoming increasingly fractured and atomized, where everybody seems to be living inside their own bubble. Old people are underrepresented on the internet, as are poor people, as are politically conservative people, as are non-English speakers, as are people from warmer climates. It's frighteningly easy to curate your own existence and beliefs online. Social media has a big role to play. You get to pick and choose who you follow. You decide what news you see on Twitter. You decide what subreddits you join. You decide your friendship circle on Facebook. I feel this is going to help cause some problems down the road. Reddit, for example, is predominantly male, middle-class, liberal and young, yet plenty of people read what they see on here, see the upvotes, and assume society thinks this a valid, respected, correct and approved view. The best and worst part of the internet is that, no matter who you are and what you believe, you can find a community of people who agree with you. Pokemon is kinda like simulated dog fighting for kids. But with far worse injuries. Seriously, if Pokemon was real life, it'd be truly barbaric and horrifying to watch. Zombies can't exist. They have too many natural predators. That is, birds, maggots, insects. Any form of weather is bad weather for them without a regulatory system to maintain temperature. Hot days their flesh goes rancid and falls off until they are bone. Cold days they literally freeze. At most a zombie outbreak would last a few days. Thank frick for that. Electricity travels very fast. In the new Spider-Man movie, if the physics was up to par, there was no way that Spider-Man should have beaten Electro. Not faster than future-seeing Spidey sense though. There is a very strong likelihood that you will not find buried pirate treasure. My grandfather bought me a metal detector and insisted that I waste valuable girl chasing time. I was 16. By searching the beaches in Florida, I found a drill bit and a waterlogged metal detector that someone had frustratingly buried on the beach. Till rotting potatoes can kill in seconds. Our AskReddit comments /27 named what's a useless fact that only people in your C2SKJT context equals 3. TL. Dr. Grocer dude's colleague opens door to the H2S plus CO2 farts of a few thousand murderous potatoes. Dies. Science says 1000 ppm H2S equals instant death. So can non-rotting potatoes, at the right speed. The movie Pursuit of Happiness is a lie. He didn't live on no money. It was actually a decently paid internship at $1K month in 1980 money. He wasn't rejected from a women's shelter, but actually stayed at one for some time. He didn't have any money invested in his previous sales job, i.e. didn't actually own the scanners and just quit it like a normal job. He didn't even know where his son was for the first 4 months of the internship, let alone have to support him. He also wasn't actually arrested for unpaid parking tickets, but for domestic violence. The movie is basically capitalist bootstrap propaganda. 54 million people alive right now will be dead within 12 months. As Andy grew older, all of his toys had to sit motionless and watch him masturbate. You read the title wrong. It's supposed to a fact that ruins everyone's fun. Pandas are freaking retarded and would be extinct without constant human intervention. They forget to eat, forget to mate, roll over and squish their young, and are mostly oblivious to the idea that they are carnivores. What if the only pandas left are retarded, and we just keep breeding them? It isn't their fault, we just found the dumb ones. Eating a banana gives you a higher dose of radiation than living within 50 miles of a nuclear power plant for 1 year. I would like to add that this fact is more of a comment on how well shielded nuclear power plants are, rather than how radioactive bananas are. Working inside most nuclear power plants, you receive less radiation than if you were standing outside almost anywhere else in the world, as you are also shielded from the natural radiation in the ground and air, and from space. Harry Potter's parents were idiots and sort of deserve their fate. Why didn't they just make themselves a secret keeper for their house? Bill did it in book 7 with his oceanside cottage. Regardless of how safe you feel in your presumably secret house, if the most powerful evil wizard wants to kill you, why would you ever leave your wand more than a hand's grab away? Especially if you heard the door open when you weren't expecting visitors? If the said evil wizard is inside your house and your husband stays to try to fend him off to give you time, don't insult his life by going upstairs and making a lot of noise. Run out the back door. Try to go through a window. Go back into the living room and grab the fricking wand. And along a new and darker street he moved, and now his destination was in sight at last. The Fidelius charm broken, though they did not know it yet, and he made less noise than the dead leaves slithering along the pavement as he drew level with the dark hedge, and steered over it. They had not drawn the curtains. He saw them quite clearly in their little sitting room, the tall black-haired man in his glasses, making puffs of colored smoke erupt from his wand for the amusement of the small black wed boy in his blue pajamas. The child was laughing and trying to catch the smoke, to grab it in his small fist. A door opened and the mother entered, saying words he could not hear, her long dark red hair falling over her face. Now the father scooped up the son and handed him to the mother. He threw his wand down upon the sofa and stretched, yawning. The gate creaked a little as he pushed it open, but James Potter did not hear. His white hand pulled out the wand beneath his cloak and pointed it at the door, which burst open. He was over the threshold as James came sprinting into the hall. It was easy. Too easy. He had not even picked up his wand. Lily, take Harry and go. It's him. Go. Run. I'll hold him off. Hold him off. Without a wand in his hand, he laughed before casting the curse. Avada Kedavra. The green light filled the cramped hallway. It lit the pram pushed against the wall. It made the banisters glow like lighting rods, and James Potter felt like a marionette whose strings were cut. He could hear her screaming from the upper floor. Trapped, but as long as she was sensible, she, at least, had nothing to fear. He climbed the steps, listening with faint amusement to her attempts to barricade herself in. She had no wand upon her either. How stupid they were, and how trusting. Thinking that their safety lay in friends, that weapons could be discarded even for moments. I think Rowling fricked up by making it so that you could make yourself the secret keeper in book 7. If that were true, no one would ever use a secret keeper other than themselves. She also fricked up the rules of the trace. They are inconsistent from book 2 to book 5 to book 7. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.